Hi everyone, happy Borderline Personality Disorder Awareness Month. This month I'm going to be offering 2 episodes per week, 1 interview or regular episode, and then 1 skills review episode to celebrate. And I just am so happy that we have a month that celebrates us and helps build awareness and gains, insight, helps other people gain insight, all those good things. So here we are. The first DBT skill we're going to talk about is an interpersonal. No, it's not. It is a distress tolerance skill. It is the accept skill. So distress tolerance skills are, skills that help us get through kind of difficult emotions and help us get through those moments where we're like, fuck, I can't do this anymore. This is so hard. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this moment. Those moments. And I know that we all experience them. Maybe we experience them frequently. I am one of those people, especially right now as I get off my antipsychotic, which is like a hard choice. I really want to stay on it, but I'm making it for personal reasons. I've been having a lot more distress than normal. So this first skill, the accepts skill, it's a kind of distraction skill. And it's an acronym, of course. DBT loves its acronyms. So it stands for activities, contributions, comparisons, emotions, pushing away, thoughts, and sensations. So let's get into it. Activities. These focus our attention on a task that we need to get done or a task that we want to do in the moment to help us kind of overcome that distress. So renting movies is one of the examples, which is so old school, unless of course we're renting on like Amazon. Rest in peace to Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. Those were my favorite Friday nights as a kid. Cleaning your room, finding an event to go to, playing computer games or, any other kind of game. I love Uno. My husband loves Magic the Gathering. I hate Magic the Gathering, but I love my husband, so I play it occasionally. Go walking, do some exercise, write some emails, go on the internet, all of those kinds of things. I will say if you're going on the internet, there are places of the internet to avoid if you're experiencing distress, so try not to make things worse for yourself. So what do I do when I'm in that I need an activity moment? I can tell you what I don't do. I do not take my dogs for a walk because that can be more distressing when they are pulling on the leash or they want to stop and smell everything. That is something I don't do. I'm not a big TV watcher when I'm distressed. I don't find it very easy to kind of like dive in. What I do very often is I write. That can be very helpful. I take a nap. That can be very helpful. And I try to avoid my phone because it's very easy for me to start texting my husband and just go down a fucking rabbit hole of like, I hate my life, everything is bad. And then sometimes I'll start to like split on him accidentally. So no phones for Sarah. But that is the activities part of the accept skill. The next is contributions. So finding some volunteer work to do, helping a friend or a family member, surprising someone with something nice, call, send a message, encourage someone, making something nice or something, just doing something that is thoughtful. It can be like really like warm and fuzzy and yummy feeling when we send love to someone else. So sometimes when I'm distressed, I just like to text somebody I haven't talked to in a while and be like, I really value you. I love you. I'm thinking of you, that kind of thing. Or I will do something that contributes to like my household. So sometimes I'll start like rapidly cleaning the house because I'm so fucking excited to show my husband at the end of the day, like, look what I did. Like, look what I gave to us. Like, all the dishes are done and put away. Like, tell me I'm good. Isn't that so cool? Like, I'm such a good wife. Like that kind of thing. So contributing can be really just beneficial in that way. The next is tricky. I don't love this one all of the time. But I think that there is maybe a time and a place for it, although for me this is the least beneficial, and that is the second C, comparisons. So compare how you're feeling now to a time where you felt different. Think about people coping the same as you or less well than you. I hate that part. I don't need to compare myself to somebody else and how well they are doing. That just sometimes makes me feel worse about myself. Compare yourself to someone who's less fortunate. Again, that like doesn't resonate with me. I don't love that because it can make me feel guilty for what I have. But I do like to compare myself to a past version of me where I'm like, okay, Sarah, you in the past would have been handling this so differently, but look at how you're handling it now. So that can be really helpful. So that's the comparison skill. Next is emotions. Read an emotional book or story, old letters, watch emotional TV shows, go to emotional movies, listen to emotional music, ideas, scary movies, comedies, funny, soothing, those kinds of things. I know a lot of people that like to kind of like match their emotions with music. Like if I'm sad, I'll play sad music. If I'm angry, I'll play angry music, happy music, that kind of thing. And like, I do think that there's a time and a place for that, but I also think like that can be a kind of spiral too. If all you're doing is listening to sad music, then it might just make your sadness bigger. But that's not true for some people. So like trying to play around with like making the emotions bigger or making the emotions different than they are, it can be validating to the emotions and it can kind of help change the emotions. So play around with that, you guys. P, pushing away. Push the situation away by leaving it for a while. Leave the situation mentally. Build imagery between yourself and the situation. Block thoughts and images from your mind. Notice ruminating. Tell yourself no. Refuse to think about the painful situation. Put the pain on a shelf. Box it up. Put it away. For a moment, deny this. I find this so fucking hard to do. You may find this really hard to do. That's okay too. It can be helpful to like set a timer. And this is where the distracting part can be really helpful. Like for 15 minutes, I'm going to set a timer and I'm going to do something else. And I'm going to walk away from this distress that I was feeling. Also using the stop skill right there. Like giving yourself that distance between what is causing you distress and the moment. But also like if you can't do this very easily, practice some non-judgment. We love non-judgment in DBT. Practice some non-judgment and not shaming yourself if you're having a hard time doing this. What's so great about DBT and these acronyms is it gives us so many different examples for how to manage our distress. So if comparisons aren't the thing for you, pushing away isn't the thing for you, that's okay because one of these are going to be the thing for you. Okay, T, thoughts. Count to 10, count colors in a painting or a poster, count anything, repeat words to a song in your mind, work puzzles. We're just kind of trying to focus on something else to change some of these thoughts. And then S, sensations. Squeeze a rubber ball, listen to very loud music, hold ice in your hand or your mouth. So that's where the tip skill comes in. Go out in the rain. I love to run in the rain. That can be really fun for me. Go out in the snow if it's, available to you. Go take a dunk in some water, like take a hot or cold shower, get in a sauna, get in a hot tub. Like one of these things is going to be available to you. Not all of these things are going to be available to you, right? Like not everyone has access to a sauna. It doesn't snow everywhere all the time, but like ideally you have a shower or some source of water that you can put your head or, your hands in some cold or hot water. So changing those sensations can be really helpful. Snuggling a, stuffed animal can be really helpful. But whatever that thing is for you, we love the Neatos in my household. I especially love the Neato cube, like the square one. That's the one that like really helps me and I think helps my ADHD as well. So play around with the sensations. And if you're a person who becomes like easily overstimulated, focusing in on something like that can be really helpful because it kind of like takes the focus and places it on something else. So yeah, that's the accept skill. It's a DBT, distress tolerance skill, and I hope that you can use one of the parts of the acronyms, ACCEPTS. So what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different options for how to manage distress. Okay guys, again, happy Borderline Personality Disorder Awareness Month, and I'll be back next week with another DBT skill. Hi listeners, thank you for tuning in to the Bold, Beautiful Borderline podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your content. That is super helpful for me. It helps us find additional folks who want to listen to the show, want to feel seen, family members who want to learn, and partners who want to understand. If you want to follow along to more than just the podcast, find us on Instagram at Bold Beautiful Borderline, find me at Borderline from Hell, or head over to boldbeautifulborderline.com where there's information, resources, a place to leave a voicemail to be heard on the podcast, which I love, and just general content. All of that information can be found in the show notes. And if you want to get exclusive content, which is bonus episodes, journal prompts, worksheets, all sorts of extra stuff. Sometimes videos of me with my hair very crazy with kind of impulsive borderline rants. Head over to Patreon and consider becoming a member. That is super helpful with creating content that allows me to destigmatize BPD and all of the other wild mental health struggles that we discuss on the podcast. A huge thanks to everyone who joins on the podcast to share their story and just generally helps keep this thing alive. Especially my friend Corey Evans from the Evergreen Band. He produced and created the music that is the intro and outro for this show, as well as the cover art that was created by my husband, Talon Abbott. Their information is found in the show notes. All of the information discussed in the podcast is purely personal experience. This is not medical recommendations. This is not therapy recommendations. There's no producer for this show. It's all me.